because you are a human, you have permission to create music. It's the original design for healing, and you're meant to do it. So if anyone's ever told you you can't sing, you can't play, you're not good enough, you should shut up, don't listen to them because they're wrong.
Well, welcome once again to Raising the Consciousness of Humanity. And today I'm delighted to have Courtney Schawl. She is a specialist in so many things, but the topic today she's going to be sharing with us is somatic speed songwriting. And Courtney wrote a book called Exercise for the Soul: Why We're All Meant to Make Music and How It Heals Us. And I know, Courtney, you shared that's on Amazon, but it's also, I saw it's on your website. But if you can share a little bit more about how you came across this, and a little bit about that story of discovery, and also how you are raising the consciousness of humanity yourself.
Yeah, of course. So I was in foster care when I was little. So I spent not too long in it. I was in and out from the ages 0 to 2. So unfortunately, I don't really remember a lot of it, which is probably a good thing. But my grandparents on my dad's side ended up taking me in and later adopting me. But because of that, there was a lot of access still to both my biological parents that caused a lot of trauma. So when I was 11 years old, I taught myself piano and I started just writing songs. As you know, kids do. They naturally heal themselves. And it's where I started to heal myself from the trauma that I had been through. One of my first songs was called Hurricane, and it was my about my dad going back to prison and how I wouldn't be able to talk to him again. And so I was just very, I guess I had the talent for music for a while, right? My grandma wanted me to continue in music and I wanted to be a social worker. So I met in the middle and I found about a degree called music therapy. So I started into music therapy, and in the internship to get my board certification, we had to create like interventions that were new. And so I was like, well, I write songs like within 15 minutes. Maybe I can teach other people how to write songs too. And they had to be group interventions because we're inpatient at psych hospitals. So you will have like 10 people and they're not going to be musicians. So that's kind of where the limitation came in that ended up birthing One Day Songwriter and Exercise for the Soul. Because in that room, we would write, I would have them write down their five senses. So everything that they saw, they'd pick a memory, write down everything that they saw, similar to the grounding techniques. Then I'd have them write down what they thought and felt. So similar to EMDR, once you're in the moment. And for those who don't know, EMDR is a very popularized trauma treatment. But I will say, as a music therapist, they use rhythm and tone to heal the trauma, which is exactly what you do in songwriting. And but yeah, so you process with the five senses, then you talk about what you thought and felt, and then I would teach them how to create lyrics by syllables, which is something I learned from Nashville songwriters, where you want 6 to 12 syllables per 4 lines. So it was easy math for somebody who doesn't know music but can still write lyrics. And then pre AI, we would I would have them give me their songs and I would improvise and sing them with my guitar. And every single time, people would, you know, you can't explain it, and that's what the hard part is. But they would feel so much lighter. They would have these like incredible emotional breakthroughs that were just so unexplainable, like you had to be there. But even one of them, doing just a live music session, he had assessed his pain at a level 10 and he wanted to get oxycodone right then and there. And the nurse was like, you have to wait a couple more hours. So just go into music therapy. He went in, and after I asked him what his pain level was, it was at a 0. So it's
Hmm.
not just emotional pain, it's physical pain because music can heal based off of creating new neural pathways. It reduces your cortisol levels. So, long story short, I COVID happened, so I career changed and went into marketing, and then through my marketing, I thought maybe I should build my own course of building courses for other people. And that's where One Day Songwriter came in. And I systemized it a little bit more for people who, I'm not there to sing their songs. So I thought, oh, AI can sing their songs. And I
Okay.
found that actually the same benefit was happening where they would write the song and I would demo this with people and people would text me back saying, "You've changed my life in like ways you can't comprehend. Like I have goosebumps, all this stuff." And purely just by doing this 15-minute exercise. And so my goal really is to help, not to create more AI music, not that, but to help more people get reconnected to music. And what I have found is so many people are they've just never had access. So AI becomes that access point so that
Mhm.
they can be drawn back into creating music again, whether that's singing, guitar, anything like that. So that's a little bit about the story.
Now, even if somebody, like, say they are not musically inclined, right? They just
Yeah.
don't have that. Like some people I know are strong at art, they're strong at music, they're strong, but there's others that, like myself, I'm a little bit in the middle, I guess. But
Yeah.
I know others that say, well, geez, I can't even sing worth a tune, So
Yeah.
what it work? I guess like what you're sharing is it works for everybody, even a person that may not have a music inclination within their blood, right?
Oh yeah, I designed it specifically for non-musicians because musicians know this. Like they might not know it on a neuroscience level or a therapeutic level, but they know, like I have felt too, when you stop playing music, you feel bad. When you
Yeah.
keep playing music, you feel good and you're not depressed. But people who aren't musicians, they don't they don't even experience the feeling of ever feeling that immediate relief. And so,
Mm.
yeah, it's really designed for non-musicians to get back into music. And I mean, regular musicians too have found it a great way to actually like increase their craft because they become more vulnerable in their songwriting, which is something a lot of people aren't. And that's why a
Yeah.
lot of music is so shallow because we're not vulnerable.
Okay. Yeah. And I agree 100% with just the music being healing, right?
Yeah.
It's obviously there's different songs with different lyrics. Everybody's got their favorite genre, but
Yeah.
in reality, I just find it can shift a room. I was actually at a place uh one time where it was, I don't know if there was an argument or something, it was kind of tense, but it
Yeah.
was a restaurant. And you know how they come out
Mhm.
and sing the happy birthday song,
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
just the happy birthday, like the whole room started singing, and I could feel it shifted the energy in the entire room.
Wow. You want to know why on a science level?
Sure.
Because they've studied this. When people sing as a group, our heart rates sync together as one. And
Ah,
so they have found this it's synchronicity. There's so many studies on it, and it's a wild phenomenon. But it's when we do music together that we literally sync up, which I mean we should be doing more of.
yeah, so true. In movement and dance and things like
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Now, would you be able to share a story? You don't have to share a name, but I
yeah.
know because of privacy, but anything that comes to mind, like somebody that maybe had this difficult thing that you were able to sit down with, create that quick song in a moment and see the shift within that person?
Oh yeah, I have so many. There was one in the hospital. It was really particularly impactful with teens because they're waiting for somebody to listen to them.
Mm,
But she was a teen girl. She had been in there for about 9 months, so long time. I got to actually do a one-on-one with her, and she opened up about being sexually abused. And
mm,
I told the staff, because this was a new thing nobody knew about, they didn't read my charts to the point where they were like, they got mad at me because they never knew this. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, you can read the notes that I left for you guys. But it broke her open because she had been waiting for someone to hear her. And oftentimes talk therapy, we have a guard up because we filter ourselves when we are talking because we think before we speak for most people, and we don't want to, we fear of being judged. But when you process it and you're doing that on your own work, and then you allow somebody to then sing your song or listen to your song, you've already done the vulnerable truth telling in the paper. And
Okay.
that's where the talk therapy can't access. Music accesses that part of the brain that can't. Another time was in One Day Songwriter. I do lives, and so uh, there is a guy who he was really sick, and he actually has passed away recently. But he wrote a song, and he had already written it, but he hadn't had the bridge yet. And so we wrote that together, and I put it into AI, and he all of us started crying because the lyrics were so powerful. And he was talking basically just about like a past marriage that he was in where um, he was like moving on from, and it was just such a beautiful song. Um, and yeah, and so there's been so many times like that. Another one was there's a stripper who wanted to punch me, and she like said, I don't want anything to do with this. And I said, you're mandated to be inpatient
Yeah.
and you have nothing else to do. You might as well come to my class, but you can just sit there and I'll give you credit for being there. It's better than having to like say you're refusing treatment. So she came in, she wrote a song, and she broke down crying, and everybody else in the room was crying too.
Mm.
And it really opened her up, and you could see her spirit completely lifted in that moment. Like she gave me
Wow.
a hug after, and the same girl who wanted to punch me.
Wow. Wow. So, yeah. And do you recommend as they develop this? I'm sure. I mean, these are just curious questions that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have, but do you recommend that every day they sing that song? Or,
So, yeah, so I recommend it's similar to EMDR where
yeah.
or exposure therapy where you want to listen to your song or sing out your song as many times, and you don't have to sing it either. You can listen to it. But where the healing comes from is it's now that memory that's been locked in you lives outside of you, and you can see it from outside of you in a different perspective. And what ends up happening is you listen to it over and over again until the emotional weight is no longer as activated as it should not should be like you should feel, but it allows you a safe place to feel the emotion, grieve the emotion, deal with the pain in a healthy way, so you don't suppress it, so that way when something triggers you in the outside world, you don't have that emotional response that you would if you've suppressed it. So an example is I in March had a miscarriage, and it was a pretty traumatic one. Like I was out of state, had to go to a hospital and get a DNC. It was very out of the blue. And I thought I'd practice what I preach, and I actually like wrote a song while I was waiting for the surgery. And I sang it on the way to the airport just into AI because I didn't have access to like my piano or anything.
Mm.
And I listened to that song over and over again every time I felt sad. And I will say, out of all the grief I've had in the past couple of years with people dying, I've been able to handle this the best because I
Really?
have a safe place to grieve and cry and something to trigger it. Because music
Yeah.
triggers the emotions. And so I'm a suppressor, as probably a lot of people are. And
Everybody
I
is.
need that outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
is. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a great way where like I don't know if you're like this, but I have a hard time even like telling people, yeah, like I'm sad today, you know? And so
Yeah.
I was able to even send the song to some of my friends and be like, yeah, I wrote this song for, and it became a
Yeah.
connection point versus me just shutting people out.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's like you brought up something really important. I know in some communities they call it spiritual bypassing or suppressing, or um, sometimes we don't even know we are. I think
Yeah.
sometimes, men are taught not to cry or show their emotions. Sometimes you get it conditioned over time, and you don't know what's lying within you that could be causing a disease or could be causing some sort of trigger behavior, anger or something. And by just bringing it out, being aware of it, and I like the fact that you shared that it's out of you.
Hmm.
And you said even if you're not singing it, but even if you're just listening to it, you can come from a place of non-judgment in a way because you're able to just listen to something you've created, but it's there's awareness,
Oh,
just
yeah.
awareness of it, and yeah, I can see that being very healing.
Well, and even we're actually going to be teaching this method to some licensed professional counselors in October for their
Nice.
CE credits. But the woman who helped me get my foot in the door at this, I did this with her, and obviously she's an LPC. She's very
Yeah.
mentally well. But we did this with one of her really traumatic childhood memories. And even for her, she said it took it out of her head and she felt it in her heart when listening to it.
Mm.
And she said it blew her away. Like she said, this is something, and this is why we are teaching this now to therapists, is it gives you a tangible thing to hold that you are starting the healing process and gives you kind of a baseline to like actually know where you're at. Because so many times we don't even know really how we feel. And yeah, for her, she thought she was over that. And she was very surprised about the emotion that came out doing this.
Wow. Wow, that's great. So I know we're gonna dive into a little
Yeah.
bit show and tell here, but I wasn't sure if you had anything else that you want to share. I guess the question that comes up, and you did
Yeah.
talk about this already, but you know, have you seen it go as far as somebody maybe, healing themselves from a physical disease? Like you've had,
Well, not personally, but there is a lot of studies like sound
yeah,
waves are healing tumors. Um, I have seen like with Gabby Giffords, she was I think a senator and she got shot in the head and music
mm,
therapy is what helped her bring her speech back
wow,
because it created new neural pathways. And so, yeah, it can heal in so many different avenues. There's a study recently in 2025 that showed a group of people who had experienced some severe trauma. 90% of them both had anxiety and depression. And after writing just one song and recording it, a different method, but same thing. They're working with music therapists, and only 15% met criteria. So 75% of people who had
mhm,
like met criteria and you would say were diagnosable for anxiety and depression, they don't have it. And that's 6 months later. They still don't have it. So,
wow,
yeah, for many, you can heal what so many people consider like, oh, an imbalance in your brain. No, like it is usually there is some type of origin to depression and anxiety. And when you treat the origin and the root, yeah,
yeah,
you can heal that. And then that heals a lot of the physical ailments. Like I'm sure
sure,
with trauma, there's like the ACE scores, the adverse childhood experiences. And when they have found that they're more likely to have heart attacks, deal with obesity. And so if you deal with the root of they have emotional baggage from their trauma, a lot of those ailments go away.
yeah. No, I can see that. I mean,
Yeah.
even digestive, because sometimes you carry it in the gut too. So
Mm,
it's like,
yes.
yeah, yeah. Wow. So let's experiment with this. I would
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to use me as the guinea pig
Yeah,
or
I do. Yeah.
okay.
So I do want to use you as a guinea
Yeah.
pig. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up my Google Doc. So typically I would have you write it, but for the sake of this, I'm gonna do all the writing, so you just have to talk.
Okay. Do you need me to
Um,
share our screen or that doesn't matter for this or do you need to
um,
share?
do you do video for your podcast?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well then let's we can do a video. I can share, can I share my screen?
Yeah, I'll make you yep, there you go.
Okay.
Should be allowed to share now. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let me share. Yeah, because then I can share even turning it into an AI song for people. So,
Okay.
all right. So the first thing that you do, and I have a, should I use the worksheet? Hold on. Yeah, let me get the worksheet up. That way you can
Okay.
just kind of follow along better versus me explaining all of it. So here we go. Usually I use a blank paper, but
Yeah.
here we go. Okay. The worksheet will be a lot better. Okay. Share. All right, so this is the worksheet that I give people out. And so
Okay.
we're going to pick a moment.
Yep.
So, what is that moment that lives rent free in your brain? Something that you're kind of always thinking about.
Oh, what am I always thinking about? Um, well, could it be like getting everything done on time?
Is there a memory? Yeah, so sorry, let me clarify.
Okay.
Is there like a specific memory that you regularly think about?
Um, I don't know if there's a specific memory, like from my childhood, you mean, or
It could be anything like and it could also be like, for example, my song example that I have on the back of here is when I got the call that my grandpa passed, who raised me. And so
okay.
instead of me talking about, my grandpa passing, I picked the specific moment of when I got the call. But yeah, really I mean, it doesn't have to be something you constantly think about. It could just be a memory that you want to write about, happy or sad.
Yeah, I think probably mine is more maybe around maybe not feeling good enough, not feeling ready, not feeling heard or understood, like those types of things. And I don't
Yeah.
know, um, if I have a distinct memory around that, because I know that's a lot of that's
Well, it could be. One person I wrote a song with, we wrote a memory of him waking up at like 4 a.m. with anxiety. So
okay.
it, so if that's one of yours, we can make it like a memory like that of a memory you recently have where you felt not good enough.
Yeah. So let's make it a memory of feeling um, indecisive. Can we do that one?
Yeah, we can do that
I
one.
I
Um,
don't know what to choose, or I don't know which way to go, left or right. Is that possible?
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. With that memory, or that moment, is there a specific, it could even be like today or
Yeah.
yesterday. Where t bring me back to like that moment you felt indecisive. Like what were you indecisive on? And that will be our
Okay.
moment.
So yesterday, I would say I was wondering because I want to do another bike trip, and I'm thinking about doing another bike trip and flying to Amsterdam. But then at the same time, I'm spending time here with my mom,
Mm,
and I know she's you know she's getting older, and also it's to me it's important to spend time with her, and so I keep thinking like, am I making the right decision? Like, do I want to go and start doing another bike adventure? And
mm.
so that was, I don't know whether if there was anxiety or there was just indecision going back and forth. Would
Yeah,
that be
that's perfect. Yeah. So let's workshop that one. So
okay?
okay, so in that moment when you're deciding, should I go on the bike trip or should I stay home with my mom? What room were you in? Like, explain to me what you were seeing visually. Like, were you in this room? Were you on the kitchen table?
Actually, I was sitting outside we have a little swing chair type of
Mhm.
thing. So it's on the front lawn or whatever. So I was
Yeah.
sitting there and I was basically in contemplation
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah. And what did you see while you were on the lawn? Like, were you holding a drink? Did you see neighbors passing by? Basically, we're just gonna like brain dump
Yep.
all the sensory stuff. So like just start naming off stuff that you saw.
I was facing the lake. So I was looking at the lake.
Mm.
I was contemplating. I was basically, yeah, sitting in nature, which is one of my places I love to, to think.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of, it was a beautiful day. Yeah, it was a little bit on the cooler, windy side, but it was a beautiful day. And it was kind of like my thoughts were, you know, excitement about travel, but also the importance of being here, at home with my mom and spending time with her in in that. So all of that together was is that helpful?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So was there anything really, this part is just to get like those details. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, all of this because it helps jog your memory. So,
Yeah.
what did you touch? Were you like touching your legs? Were you like scratching your head? Were you touching the grass?
I was sitting in that swing chair and basically I think I was just being I was barefoot too.
Okay,
I like
yeah,
I like to take my shoes off and socks off and put them on the ground.
yeah.
And yeah, so that's basically I didn't don't think I had a coffee cup in my hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I love that. Feet. Okay. Did you hear any sounds like birds chirping?
Oh, lots of birds. Yes. Yeah. Lots of songbirds. We have them all over here. So,
Mm,
um, songs, I would say, um, the other thing too, part of this more the visual thing is
yeah.
a lot of these little tiny dragonflies.
Mm,
They're all over the place here. So I got dragonflies that were going over the water, also dragonflies that were near me. Yeah.
yeah. Um, any smells that you recall?
Mm, just like the smell of nature, I would say probably a little bit of it's more of a woodsy smell
Mm,
than flowers, but definitely kind of the sensory of being in nature.
okay, yeah. And then I don't know if this one might not be relevant if you weren't like eating or drinking anything, but did you taste anything?
Not really. No, that was yeah.
Okay. So then we move into the how you felt in the moment, which we started working a little bit on this, but
Yeah.
what let me put this on 12. What were you feeling in the moment? You said anxiety, you kind of felt a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of anxiety. I don't get anxious that much, but it
Okay.
was a little bit of anxiety maybe because I'm indecisive. Prices go up if you don't buy a plane ticket right away. So you're
Yeah.
in that window. And I had already previously to this moment searched, what it was cost to fly to Amsterdam, including the bike in the box type, because there's a little extra when you're packing up a bike.
Yeah.
And then so I would say though, after a little bit though, then it was like a feeling of just surrender, like it's not now type of thing. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm I'm okay with being okay. I'm okay with not necessarily having to make the decision right now. And that maybe said I felt a little bit of relief in that moment. Not to say that it was answered.
Yeah.
It was, but I not to say I had any more clarity either. I was just feeling like, you know what? I'm not going to go and do one or the other at this moment. Like neither decision needs to be made now.
Mm. I like that. Neither decision. Okay. And with your mom, so if you don't mind me asking if you're open to sharing this stuff on the
Yeah.
podcast, but um, what's going on with your mom? So is she sick?
No, not really. She's 92 years old,
Oh,
and like
yeah.
anybody who's 92, we all live only so long. It's
Yeah.
precious moments. She was probably one of the most positive, um, inspiring people in my life. She raised me, raised my brother who has since passed, and my sister is younger than me. But
Mhm.
there's just the three of us. But yeah, it's just sharing stories, and being able to spend more time because she this house that we're in, which is the house in New Hampshire, it's a family home on a lake.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Um, in order for her to be here, my sister and I would have to basically be with her. It's her summer home,
Mm,
and so she does have an apartment actually down in Connecticut, but this is kind of a special place.
yeah.
So just being able to reminisce about that, and yeah, it's those those were, but other than that, I mean, she's actually in pretty good health for 92 years old.
Yeah. And what's that feeling? What made you feel like you couldn't go and book the Amsterdam trip?
Good question. I think part of it was like I was looking at, or I think August 11th, 10th or 11th, and that window of time, is it too soon? Um, there's the other alternative is should I book a flight that you can change without having to, whatever, you can change without having to pay extra. So I was looking at that too, but is the decision needed to be made urgently, like right now?
Mm,
Because although I want to do that, I mean, it is a trip I can put off to. You have to do it during the summer months, or you have to do it
mm,
during months that I couldn't do it in the middle of winter, but it's
yeah.
it would be maybe I could do it next year. I could
Yeah.
do it another time. So part of that was, I think I forgot your question, but part of that was the um, the contemplating over whether or not I should jump ahead and book the ticket or not.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts that went in your head when you were talking about being indecisive? Like, did you have thoughts of like, why can't I make up my mind, or no judgment thoughts, just like what your brain actually felt in or thought in that moment?
Yeah, Courtney, that's a good question. I wrestle sometimes between having to make that decision, and then, like I said, I get to that point where, and it's kind of like a surrender. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's all good. I don't have to make a decision right now. I'll wake up tomorrow. Maybe it'll be different, right?
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I went from being maybe having a little bit of anxiety to kind of like just letting it go. And
Yeah.
I guess sometimes things just figure themselves out and anyways, but yeah.
Yeah. And then last question, then we'll get into the song. For your thoughts. Um, so did you make a decision?
No,
You're saying?
not yet.
Yeah. So you didn't make the decision yet. Okay.
Nope. Yeah, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay. All right. So the next part is writing your lyrics. And
Mhm.
know too that if something jogs your memory, we can add it there.
Okay.
So like we talked with the lyrics, it's 6 to 12 syllables, which bird for the listener is 1 syllable. Lemon is 2 syllables. So a syllable is just how many
Okay.
sounds it takes to get out of your mouth. And we want to do 6 to 12 per line just to the music sound nice. But it's very relative, especially with AI.
Okay,
They can make anything sound good. So
good.
our first verse is kind of that sensory part. It can be a little mixed into both, but it's that like outside story that somebody on the outside could see. Like
Okay,
we can see that, and then verse two is more the internal struggle, the thoughts and feelings. Chorus is the big idea.
okay.
So, with that said, we just have to copy and paste what you already wrote. So, you already wrote a song.
Really?
So, yeah, you did. Because everything that you just said is going to go in your song. It's just about rearranging what you said. So, you already did the hard work.
Okay.
So, the first thing we're going to probably do is I like the line, and you can tell me because this is your song. I like the one here. I'm gonna do it here so it's not so annoying for me. Okay, where you said
Mm.
um, dragonflies um, flying over the water. Did I spell it wrong? Okay, I did. Okay, sorry. I'm not a
No, that
speller.
I'm the same way. So yeah,
Yeah, so dragonflies flying over the water, bare feet in the grass. So this is stuff that
I love
you
that.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I really can't spell today. Bare feet in the grass, contemplating, contemplating a decision.
Hmm.
And then, so I like that word you said, contemplating a decision.
Yep.
I kind of want to rhyme something with grass. So maybe we'll, something with past will be the last word. I'm thinking, let's look at your stuff that you said. Let's see. I, let's see. I maybe, well, we could do,
Fishing for bass. I'm just
fishing for
kidding.
bass. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do
Um,
should I contemplating the decision. Oh, let's do contemplating the decision. I'm indecisive. We'll say I'm indecisive, um, and let the time pass. Okay. We'll maybe do that.
okay,
Okay.
good, good. That works.
Okay. So before we get to the actually, I kind of feel like I already have a chorus from you. And it
Okay.
should be should I go to oh my gosh, how do you spell
Amsterdam. Yeah.
Amsterdam? It will
Yeah.
autocorrect it for me. Amsterdam to ride
My bike.
um
Yeah.
to ride my bike. Um and or should I stay? We might rechange this, but I'm just kind
Okay.
of writing down
Yep.
what we said. So we said, or should I stay with my mom, with my mother? We'll say to ride my bike all day, or should I stay home with my mother and make let's look what you said. You said, should I stay home
Like in
with
New
my mother?
Hampshire.
Yeah, or should I stay home to be with my mom? Oh, say, or should I stay home to be to spend time with my mom because we only have so long? Because that seems to kind of
Oh,
be
I
your,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, the decision doesn't have to be made today. Okay, so now our verse two, we're gonna get more so from your thought and
Hmm.
Uh, so we'll say a little anxiety, a little anxiety because I'm indecisive,
Yeah.
being indecisive, but I'm okay with being, you said I'm okay with being okay or not okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with being not okay is good. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then I will say I surrender.
And leave it for another day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Maybe but I'm okay with being okay. I surrender this. What was that last? What did you just say?
And leave it for another day.
I surrender this and leave it for another day.
This is
Yeah,
fun.
it is
Yeah.
fun. Um, let's see. Um, um, yeah, I surrender this and leave it for another day. Let me look at your lines one more time. We said, narcissism needs to be right. I like the word when you said urgent earlier, so we'll say maybe choices in life aren't urgent.
Mm,
Um, yeah, choices in life aren't urgent. They're just there to be made. All right. And then we'll
nice.
do this for your chorus again.
Yeah.
So now
I'm
we're gonna go.
the
Oh
word
yeah, go ahead.
mom is in there twice, but I
Oh, it
think,
is. Oh, thank
yeah,
you, because I'm so bad at that. Yes, you're right. I don't know what it is with me when I'm typing for other
yeah.
people. I always do it. Thank you for catching that.
And
Okay.
that, and did you get the second one too? That go
Oh,
down
thank
uh,
you.
is the one you copied and paste, but then up there.
Oh,
Yep. Perfect.
thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now we're gonna put your song into the AI.
Cool.
And so I mean, look, like you just wrote that song in like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you still see my screen
Yes. Yeah.
with the music stuff? Okay.
I've seen Suno before. Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So, this is gonna be our verse one. Yeah, and in this, like I teach how to like make this sound good and everything, but what's your favorite genre?
Hmm.
Or who's your favorite singer?
Who would be my favorite singer? I like Michael Jackson, but I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know if that would work. But um,
Yeah, we could,
wow.
I mean, we could do like a Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
You
see
want
if
to do?
that's possible. Let's just try that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna open up my chat GPT
Yeah.
and what I usually ask it is like, what's one of your favorite songs by him?
Um, Man in the Mirror, I like.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
That would be perfect for this, that type
Yeah.
of in the mirror genre and vocals. So obviously it's not going to sound exactly like him, but we're going to get that genre. And so this I'm showing you for
Yeah.
non-musicians. You don't have
Yeah.
to know music. It tells you exactly the stuff, and as you get better, you can learn to get this type of stuff. So that's going
Okay.
to be our style. I don't like
Okay.
to use their prompting because it's not very good.
Okay.
We're gonna do male, and we're gonna do Ron's song, just so I don't lose it.
Okay.
All
Sure.
right, and then here we go.
This is
Okay.
exciting.
Yeah, it is. And so Yeah, just we're just gonna listen to it. They give you two versions, so sometimes some people love the first one and then they're like, I don't want to hear the second one because I love it so much. Sometimes you want to hear the second one. So let's see.
Oh, do I have to make the volume or something on to be heard?
Oh, oh, yes, good call. Yeah, if you can't hear that, that is a good call.
Is that something
Uh,
I have to do or
no, I think I have to do that. Let me press share and all right, now we should be able to hear the song.
yes?
Okay, perfect.
The dragonflies flying over the water,
Oh my goodness.
bare feet in the grass, contemplating the decision.
This is gonna make me
I'm
cry.
indecisive
Yeah, to let
and
it
let the
happen.
time pass. Should I go to Amsterdam to ride my bike all day? Or should I stay home to spend time with mom? 'Cause we only have so long.
Oh my goodness.
Either way, the decision doesn't have to be made today.
Oh,
A little anxiety from being indecisive, but I'm okay with being not okay. I surrender this and leave it for another day. Choices in life aren't urgent, they're just there to be made. Should I go to Amsterdam to ride my bike all day? Or should I stay home to spend time with mom? Because we only have so long. Either way, the decision doesn't have to be made
yeah, good. Good. Really good.
today. Should I go to Amsterdam to ride my bike all day? Or should I stay home to spend time with mom? Because we only have so long. Either way, the decision doesn't have to be made today.
Courtney, you outdid yourself. Yeah, that's amazing.
That gave me goosebumps and yeah,
Oh
that was
my
beautiful.
goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's so beautiful. That's like, wow.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You can't explain it unless you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would, wow. So, thank you for taking us through the process. I know everybody who is watching this, I mean, probably um, you just answer so many questions by going through the process, really,
Yeah.
by doing this.
Oh yeah. No, and I love that you felt that emotion because that's what's keeping you stuck in making the decision.
Yeah.
And and it because it's really not about whether you should go or not, it's really about your mom and um,
Yeah,
cherishing that time, which I think is so beautiful. And it's a decision. Yeah, like we don't know what the tomorrow will bring, and so
yeah,
it's a heavy thing that so many people feel. And you just wrote a song for those people of whose parents are aging and want to be around them, which I think is
yeah.
you just wrote a hit song, you know?
Yeah, wow. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Courtney, because you're able to go through that pretty quickly too. So I know you've been doing this enough, and
Yeah.
music is your background and stuff, but the fact that you did this live on screen and you were able to do it so quickly, and then of course I know AI, we always hear sometimes negativity around it, but there's so
Yeah.
many beautiful aspects that you can do. It speeds up a process in a way.
Oh
And
yeah.
it allows us to get to something quicker with the creativity that we already have within us. And yeah, so thank you so much for doing all this.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, and that's why I use it because it's like I could go grab my guitar and improvise, but I think it's much more powerful to be able to allow someone to use the genre they like
Yeah,
and hear it from the music that they would listen to. And yeah, I agree with AI. It's like it's an access point and you can use the tool for bad and steal
yeah,
people's songs or you could use it therapeutically. It's not like you and I are going to go make a record deal and become the next Taylor Swift with these, but it's
yeah,
for us. It's just for us. Like art can just be art.
yeah.
And it's so powerful. I'll send you the song too so you have it. But
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Yeah. So thank you for all of this. And I know I don't know if you have anything else to add. I know you have another book there too, because I wanted to make sure that we took some
Oh,
time
yeah.
for the other book that you wrote.
Yeah,
And
well, I'll tell you, with these two books, so Exercise for the Soul is like what renews your mind, and that's what we just did today. And once you do renew your mind, then you're ready for your purpose. And so this book is just about realizing that you are the sum of your last two moves. For me, the sum of my last two moves is I was doing marketing and my past had music therapy. I combined them both to create what we just did today. Had I not had my marketing detour, I would have never been able to create what I'm creating.
yeah,
And we all have that. So I teach the Fibonacci sequence in the book so people can quantum leap and collapse their timeline into what they're here on earth to do. But most of us are stuck because we have anxiety. And so the
yeah.
songwriting is what releases that anxiety so you can really understand what am I here for? What am I made for?
Nice, beautifully said. And people can get those books on your website. I know you have them on Amazon too, but your
Yeah.
website is your name, which so many people can't get their name, so you are lucky. So
Yeah, I'm
it's
lucky.
CourtneySchawl.com. I'm going
Yes.
to spell it out, or I actually put it underneath the description in YouTube so people can just click on it there.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, it's Schawl. So yeah, I got lucky there. I'm sure Ron Frost is not one that was available for you.
No, I had to go with my full name, Ronald Frost, but I was
Oh yeah.
still able to get a .com,
Oh
which was
good.
good. Yeah,
Yeah. No, you
and
got
I
lucky
know,
too.
yeah, and I know you shared with me some of your social. So I'll share your YouTube. I'll
Okay,
share
perfect.
your Instagram. I think you have a TikTok there too. Um,
Oh, and then One Day Songwriter is a free trial. So if they want to learn this process, I have a 45-minute speed course inside, and it's a 7-day free trial, which you can find on my website or go to One Day Songwriter at the school, which is the School.
okay, so
So
they can
they can do the process and be with people who are doing this regularly.
so I'll put that website there too. So
Okay,
and these
yeah.
are both your websites, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then you said shared something earlier about you're also going to be working with some counselors or people in therapy that you're going to be teaching them.
Yeah, yeah. So we're doing a webinar in October with CE Impact, and
Okay.
in that, so if you're an LPC or licensed professional counselors, the organization's called CE Impact, and so Donna Lucera and I are teaming up because I'm not a licensed professional counselor. And so we're
Okay.
teaming up to provide, she's going to teach the therapeutic side and I teach the method. So that way therapists can do this with people where traditional talk therapy doesn't work for. So, yeah, we're rolling it out. So I'm excited.
That's so cool. You know, my thought too is anybody listening to this podcast at this moment who might be in one of those fields or lead an organization, would you be open to, like, if there was other invitations
Oh, yeah.
around? Yeah. Are you doing
I
it live?
absolutely.
You don't have to be there live. You could do it like you just did with me. Like you could
Yeah.
do it through
And I'm
Zoom.
happy to do, I did a keynote doing this at a conference. So I actually brought someone from the audience on stage and wrote a song with them.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I open to all of it. Yeah, definitely. I welcome all the invitations. I'm looking for speaking opportunities. So, because I
Where are
want to
you
get the
based?
message out.
Where are you
Texas.
based of? Texas. Okay. Wow. That's very cool. So I'll keep that in mind too, and anybody else who's listening, because we do have a lot of followers that are healers, or they're in different types of healing and stuff like that. So there might be an interest that comes out. And
Yeah, no, I would love that. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I
no, I
really
really,
appreciate you. Sorry.
yeah, I appreciate you coming on and going through that and using me as the guinea pig and creating this beautiful song. I was like, this is amazing. So I'm looking forward to, putting this out there. And do you have any last words that you may want to share with the audience before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I just want to say that because you are a human, you have permission to create music. It's the original design for healing, and you're meant to do it. So if anyone's ever told you you can't sing, you can't play, you're not good enough, you should shut up, don't listen to them because they're wrong.
Beautiful words, powerful words, but beautiful words to be shared at the end of this podcast. Courtney, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for shining your light in the world and raising the consciousness of humanity the way that you do.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Oh, this is great. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
The dragonflies flying over the water, bare feet